This is the HSS Interactive Network. Welcome to this edition of Improvement in Action. I'm your host, Phil Nielsen. HSS uses a systematic approach to improving processes. The DMATIC model helps us improve quickly and with a high level of confidence. This podcast focuses on the control step of the DMATIC improvement model. Before we dig too deeply, it will be helpful to see the DMATIC model in its expanded version. The DMATIC improvement model starts with define, advances to measure, moves to analyze, travels to improve, and ends at control. The gap between analyze and improve allows us to confirm we have a well-tested improvement plan before we start making changes in the real world. The test or pilot stage fills this gap. The results of the test or pilot program are compared with the desired results of the improvement effort. If the results are not the best we think we can get, we loop back to define and try again. When the test results meet our expectations, then we move to improve and actually change the process. Now let's explore the control step. The control step includes 5 principles, which cement into place the gains made from each of the previous DMATIC steps. The principles of control are actually empowering to frontline employees, stress-reducing to leaders, vital to customers, and critical to the organization's success. So let's look at the 5 control principles in detail. Documenting the revised process is the first control principle. The entire process, including things that changed and things that did not change, must be described in writing and drawings. These process documents are similar to the blueprints for a building. After walls are built, it can be difficult to determine where a pipe is located or where an electrical circuit goes. The building blueprints prevent the need to tear into a wall to trace a wire or pipe. Standard work documents accomplish this same task. Documentation must also be developed for the frontline employees. It is easy to forget and return to our old ways of doing things. Writing standard work documents makes it simple to look up an individual step or an entire procedure. Standard work documents also make training a new employee faster and easier. The second control principle involves designing for the culture. Every work group is a unique blend of people. That blend is a culture. There are formal and informal leaders in the culture. Problems are resolved or ignored according to the culture. Behaviors and social interactions follow a pattern according to the culture. The control step tries to use the group's culture to solidify the gains from the improvement process. The step also tries to anticipate resistance and overcome it as early and as courteously as possible. Sometimes the culture must change as part of the improvement process. In any case, recognizing the culture exists and working with it when possible is important in the control step of the DMATIC improvement model. Control principle number 3 is to validate the measurement system. The second DMATIC step is measure. In the podcast about the measure step, we discuss different ways to measure how well a process works. Here we're talking about making sure the system that takes and reports measures is in place. The measurement system may include automatic or manual steps. Each of the steps must be verified so they produce accurate information. The measurement system must also report on a predictable cycle. The cycle might be very short, every minute or hour, for example, or might be relatively long, such as quarterly. Whatever the measures are, and however long the cycle, the measurement system must be reliable and accurate. Monitoring the process measures is the fourth control principle. All of the effort spent in improving the process could be wasted if the improvements don't hold. The best way to identify when the gains are slipping is to compare the latest measures with the goals established during the DMATIC process. There will be variations in the measures over time. In the DMATIC Analysis podcast, you will remember how my drive time varied from day to day. There is a normal range of variation in any process. The key is to watch the measures and identify when the process routinely operates outside the goals. Employees performing the work often do the most effective monitoring. Obviously, leaders also review the measures and may compile statistics over weeks, months, or years. Monitoring the measures is the input to the fifth control principle. The fifth and final control principle is looking for new improvement opportunities. Lean thinking employees and leaders never settle for the status quo. Lean thinking presumes we can always make things better. Surely, when performance is low, we seek to fix things and raise performance. However, we also know that when one layer of waste is removed, another layer of waste appears. Even when performance is great, we always look for ways to make it better. Monitoring the process leads us to another round of applying the DMATIC improvement model. Before we go, please take a moment and share your experiences with me. If you are an HSS leader, click on the DMATIC-Control line in the discussion board on the Performance Improvement landing page to post your comments. Or you can send me an email message at the address on the screen. Well, that's it for this edition of Improvement in Action. Thanks for joining me, and goodbye until next time.